Welcome to the Parody, where we tally up the victims in our favorite media. I'm Tessa Rose, and today we'll be looking at Roblox of Death 4, released in 2022. This is basically a bona fide Roblox short film showcasing a bunch of disconnected murders with a wraparound. We're also presented in some sort of VHS filter, which the filmmaker probably wanted. There's also some random stuff in here, like these camera heads that are introduced over halfway through the film. However, you can tell that this was made with a lot of passion. And within that passion, it's a very confusing experience. Within the confusion comes a lot of kills though, so don't you worry. How many deaths of Roblox scenes could be found in Roblox of Death 4? Let's find out and get to the kills. The movie begins with a guy showcasing some tapes he found at a murder scene. To get to that murder though, we have to get through a lot of glitchiness within the tape. And hey look, it's all fake, don't worry. When we get to the actual tape, it shows cars getting to probably the murder scene he was talking about. We talk about a guy in the woods who heard some weird noises, but that text appears before I can actually say all of it. To decide who goes in first, they do a little Tremors reference, which takes up a lot of time. Joe lost the bout, so he's gonna have to go in there, even though he's not sure of the contents. He reluctantly decides to go in, to which he sees two week-old dead bodies on the ground. Or at least that's what he estimates. A bit further inside the place, we see the guy who was probably responsible for these kills. And look, I know these are meant to be bodies, but I'm not going to count them specifically because, well, they just kind of look more like camera equipment to me. Joe walks into the room and finds the guy who I think might have murdered these people. The duel they get into ends very quickly when Joe shoots this wicked murderer. John then walks into the room and has nothing to say about it. But here comes Glasses Guy telling them that he found this video camera with some footage. So I guess thanks to him, the boys can have a movie night. Oh, okay, Sleepaway Camp 3 was a pretty weird choice, but I respect it. Oh, come on, dude, what the hell is that? Something Sleepaway Camp 3 wouldn't do, I'll tell you. I guess that also means that girl is officially dead, so whatever, I'll count it. We then cut the three boys, and a girl, we have to have a girl here, breaking into a facility. The getaway drivers get so bored, they start talking about their motives for why they're doing this. Jack's doing it to get money for his family, and Doe's doing it just so he can get a house. Oh, and to avoid noise complaints. However, we begin to hear a sound worth complaining about. A guy just straight flinging himself into that car, oh my god. And if that dead security guard wasn't enough, then what the hell, let's challenge ourselves to another kill. That happens when their pizza man is just straight jumped by that thing, and he also loses an arm. And we also have the guys sliding out the car too. Doe and Jack decide to rightfully get out of there, where they meet the girl in some random field. They try warning her about the thing that's following them, but she doesn't believe it up until her final moments. Those are when she's also just flung by the random thing. Apparently, after 3 murders, Jack decides it's time to kill that thing once and for all. He sends some gunshots, which very obviously misses target. Whatever, though, he thinks he's killing it, and that should be an interesting story to tell his kids. Well, Jake, studying the graphics around you on the screen right now, you're gonna have to tell them that they're orphaned. Well, though, looks like you're the only one of the group left, so you're gonna have to drive out of there. He makes it back to the facility where he finds 2 more bodies right next to what's very obviously a phone. Doe takes a quick gander at the video showcasing what happened to those 2 week-old bodies in the beginning. In another room, some weird stuff is going on with a doctor and a girl cop. Well, I have no idea what's going on here, but the girl cop is executed by the doctor. But Doc, don't act like you're so lucky when you also get executed by Doe, but just with a lot more bullets. He walks further into the facility where he just sees what I think is a special forces guy just crawling on the ground. He tells him to get out of there, but then right afterwards requests for help. No wonder why you're dragged off screen and killed by the random thing. That's when he decides to get out of there, but the random thing has caught up to him at this point. It just straight up uses the car to crush him underneath it. And if that apparently wasn't enough, he's being beat to death now, so I can safely say he's dead. We cut to a guy who, look, has employment. Or I know, maybe this is just his room. Either way, I know why that music's playing in the background. Is it raining with you, so baby? This guy's Spotify playlist must be running dry because apparently it's 2 hours later and he wakes back up. He walks out of the room he was just in, only just to what, go back in it? He hears some noises coming from the other side of the wall, so we get confirmation that his name is Daniel, and it's a rich guy. Alright, look, dude, you need to get out of here. We're on the second floor, jump out the window. But I don't know if it's the rich guy or what, because that wall's being broken, and the movie really takes its time to do that. The wall's finally broken, and it's revealed just to be some random-ass dude. In whatever case, he just lets the dude jump him. But it's not like Daniel has nothing to defend himself with in this battle, as it leads to a stalemate. For at least the next 2 seconds when the guy wielding a baton just gets knocked out. Daniel here is pretty much crawling after the encounter, but don't worry, he's gonna see a lot more shit. Like these 2 bodies, which I'm not going to count since they're the first 2 kills I counted. That part of the set right there is a great indicator. He crawls on top of a B block to see whatever is going on here. It's the decapitation of someone I perceive may be a woman, so, you know, it's a decapitation, I gotta count it. The guy who murdered her finds a camera on the ground and just inserts it on her decapitated body's head. What just happened? That's what I'm asking too, Daniel. He goes to another hallway where I can see another body just laying down there. He meets the rich guy on the other side of the wall whose name is Vin. He has a trap set up for those camera heads, which is apparently just a light machine gun. Daniel only took the job he has because he and his wife lost their previous home due to a storm, so now they basically live in a box. Vin goes to another part of this honestly huge complex and finds someone there. Should have installed more traps because it's another camera head. Vince killed off screen by the camera head, which is confirmed by Daniel when he basically just says, well, he's dead. Daniel goes away to the trap and into another room with the exact same B block along with a dead body. He spots what looks like a sniper on the ground and leaves the room before the camera heads can get him. We cut to a room with the baton guy with 3 bodies we've seen before. The corpses of Adele, a bald Jake, and the pizza guy. Because of the fight earlier, Daniel comes in and shoots the guy with the baton. They then get into a short skirmish around the pizza guy's body. Daniel just takes down the guy with the baton and gives this golden gun to this woman in a hat. She wields it with her only arm. Daniel probably gave it to her because he's currently too busy dying to the hand of the guy wielding a hammer now. That took out a lot of the baton guy's energy because now the woman has him trapped. His head is taken off, and in its place is another camera, except it's smaller. When asked why all this happened, the camera starts talking and spits out a whole bunch of lore about this universe. These cameras watched as they rise and fell, and that they never saw them as something special. They had their best insurances in mind when they were found, though, and humans were the perfect species to exploit. She can't believe all she was told, so she just walks out of the movie. A guy descends from the sky and takes off the guy's camera head and just leaves on the ground. And it must have resulted in that being left to the guys here to see. These guys really just went off on an 18-minute side quest. They decide to investigate a bit more, and this yellow-bearded guy decides to go investigate by himself. That leads him to fall victim to an earlier assault trap, just without superfluous editing. The other cops arrive, confirm the yellow-bearded guy is dead, and turn on the power when they find it. When Glasses guy turns it on, we can see the full extent of the LMG trap and its, other victim. A random cop just gets in front of the camera and, oh, come on! Looks like I'll have to overanalyze the extent of this crime scene. First of all, that girl we saw just a few minutes ago isn't here. Her clothes don't match up. That security guard from earlier definitely isn't here too, because those torsos also don't match up. Doc from earlier also isn't here because the closest to him in this scene is not wearing the exact same clothing. Also, that body down there at the very bottom is not that of the pizza guy. Also, this guy from the same scene as the girl may be here, but I can't really tell. And as for the other 3 bodies and their body parts, I am fairly certain those are new corpses that we haven't seen any equivalents to throughout. Therefore, I can add all 8 people in this crime scene to the count, even though all of them are not walking away with any body parts intact. Although, come to think of it, there was a 9th corpse at the scene. But bodies start stacking anyways, with the SWAT officer meeting his fate. For some reason, a random female is here, and well, now she's decapitated? Joe is thrown away, so now everyone else on his team is vulnerable. Glasses guy gets no kids, and the other 3 people on the team are taken out very quickly. John almost makes it out alive, but he's decapitated by the camera head in a pretty neat effect. On another phone TV, we see the person who says that they're responsible for this. They now know the repercussions of doing something like this, but I don't think anything will happen to them in the long run, right? Oh shit, that suicide was actually really disturbing and a powerful moment in the film. Joe rightfully discerns that he needs a lot of evidence. How about you enter a room with 6 bodies scattered about in various locations and angles? He meets a SWAT dude here, but it's not like he's gonna be relevant anyways. At least not with the propeller that mangles his face. Good God. They make sure to linger on that carnage. Joe steals some stuff for the government to see and leaves the building. He fiddles around with it and puts in the passenger seat in the front before he realizes that his fate is inevitable. He's impaled through the stomach with some sort of yellow rod against the car. He eventually falls down dead before confirming creepypastas are real. Another completely random guy stumbles upon the scene and looks at the evidence stored within the vehicle. He takes it all and is followed home by a camera head. The movie ends with an audience questionnaire before the camera head catches up to him. All the skin on his face has been completely taken off by the camera head, and the movie doesn't shy away from it at all. Like and subscribe, folks! Did all these brutal vignettes manage to bring in at least a semi-high kill count? Let's find out and get to the numbers. I counted 47 kills in Roblox of Death 4, with the victims consisting of 39 males and 8 females, giving us this pie chart which is not exactly soaked in the blood of the later kills of the movie. We've seen this kill count one time before, not on this channel, but on the actual kill count with the first Purge movie from 2013. With a running time of 28 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 35.74 seconds. I'll give Amethyst Flamethrower to the video presenter. He fucked around and paid the price for it. I'll give Broken Pistol to that person in the hallway because they weren't decorated at all. And that's it. Roblox of Death 4 was released in 2022 and so far has at least 4 more sequels I have to cover. Oh boy, look at that. We got another franchise I can cover. Until I can cover those, I'm Tessa Rose, and this has been the Parody. Thanks a lot for watching this parody. Sorry for the lack of parodies following Meet the Team, but I had a lot of personal stuff going on that I don't really want to go into. If you ever see a specific credit again, it'll probably be talking about a different person. So yes, my plan is to cover the remaining 4 Roblox of Death movies until I have them all done. And then in between that will be a lot of other episodes like Mansion Battle Episode 5, Time Heroes, BFDIA for 2024 New Year's, and oh yeah, the second Red Christmas film. I'm planning for December to be one of those months where I can actually get everything I have planned for that month done. So, thanks for watching.